Back on. So, guys, welcome back to Winding Blends. Here we are again to give you another episode of some information as we go along. Again, my co-host, Mr. Hoos, is here with me. Welcome back, guys. Just going to shout out to our sponsors. Again, Cody Marine, Key West, the Lobster Roll, Mystic Lobster Roll, and Boa Vida Entertainment. Thank you guys for sponsoring our show. So Mr. Hoos, let's get into it. I mean, we got two in a row now. We're lounging. We're going to be relaxing a little more, right?
It's good to be here. So we got one down, and now we're professional.
We got your mic fixed.
Yes,
it's not jumping all over the place.
Before. We took it out of the first one, but I was kind of like this with it. But yeah.
Now we got it. And we had a little technical difficulties too. We were took us an hour or two to get this going today. Like our original episode, it took us 8 hours to do. This one wasn't that long, thank God.
We're working it out, and it's great. I mean, all the equipment is awesome, and it's just this is a fun project, and it's bringing exciting topics and what everybody's talking about every day. We're just going to bring it to fruition and up front with something to comment on every day, give somebody something to think about and talk about.
Yeah, for real. I mean, that's why we would like for you guys to make do some comments on our YouTube channel, on Instagram and TikTok, and like I said, we were also going to be on Spotify as audio only, so you can listen while you're jogging or in your car or whatnot. And then you guys can comment, and we'll respond to your comments on the next episode for sure. With any comments you guys might have, or even any interested topics you guys might want us to talk about or something, let us know. Right? We're just here to have an everyday conversation, to talk, have some drinks,
bring in the everyday stuff, like things you're going to talk about at home anyway,
right?
On a regular basis, or at work, on your break, at the bar. What are you going to do? You're going to bullshit about the things that we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, why not talk with two cool dudes right here?
Exactly, because we're the coolest you're going to find. That's for sure.
100%.
My wife won't agree with that. She'll be like, "He's not cool." My husband is the farthest thing from cool.
She doesn't think you're cool?
Oh no, not even a little bit. And I go, "Why are you with me then? If I'm not the cool guy,"
right?
She just gives me the look. But yeah, I am the farthest thing from cool when it comes to
what do your daughters think? Do you think you're a cool dad?
They actually think I'm cool. That I'm very happy about. When I was a cop for years, I ran a cybercrime unit, so we did a lot of outreach to schools and discussed the anti-bullying thing and gave presentations. So since I have the one with the big mouth and the flaming ADHD, so I could talk forever. So I'm the one who got sent to all these schools.
To all the schools.
So, and it was all well and good until I went to my kids' schools.
Oh man,
they thought it was cool until I was teaching there. So,
oh shit.
Yeah, then they didn't like it. They were like, their face would be down because I'd point them out. I'm like, I'm Cassidy and Jordan's father. They're out there, and they're just like, head down, don't ever do this again. They hated it.
But I could see why they would hate it. Yeah, be like, it was all good when you're not in our school. Right. Now you're in our school. Not cool, Dad.
100%. Of course, I'd be like, because back then they would take the pictures, and it was always like the duck face picture.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean? And I would say that, and they just hated me when it came to that because I was just a jerk who said it. But no, on a whole though, they're a great relationship with the girls.
That's awesome.
They kind of love everything that we got going on, and everyone's good and growing like crazy. Everybody's doing their thing.
Everybody's doing their
thing. My youngest got her license a month ago.
Driving all the town, right? Like my daughter too.
Over. Yeah, just wherever she can go. She goes to the gym, she goes to work, but she's very self-sufficient for a 17-year-old and responsible. You don't have to wake her up, tell her what to do.
Right.
She gets in, she gets in and gets where she needs to be. So very proud papa of my 4 beautiful daughters. So as I know you are of yours, so it's awesome. So that part, I'm cool when it comes to that. I am a cool dad.
They might not be cool now that they hear that you're talking about them on a podcast.
Well, of course, this is gonna revert right back to that. But guess what? Now Band-Aid's off. It's gonna be over.
Right. Like Dad, you were cool, but now you're doing a podcast and you're talking about us. What the hell is going on?
It came back.
It came back. Yeah. They're like, we were good where we were. What are you doing here? Going on camera now?
100%.
And they'll be like, well, you got to tell them to start sharing the podcast. And so they can hear it. They get friends can hear it.
So now we'll have to edit that out. So if this doesn't come in, it's because they made me edit it.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I'll get them another way. Not a problem.
That's hilarious. So that's awesome, though. That's awesome. But in other news, we also have, they now allegedly, they just named, or they actually did name Jay-Z on the lawsuit with the whole P Diddy thing, with the whole P Diddy list. That's crazy, right?
Unbelievable. The more, I guess, every day new information comes out, but the big thing is this list.
Yeah.
That and the Epstein list that everybody's been, talking about. Apparently, it's supposed to be released sometime soon. I think the incoming FBI director has discussed that and
about actually releasing the list, right? Yeah.
So I'm sure it'll coincide with the inauguration, which is probably going to be appropriate. You know what I mean? Reveal it then, because it certainly hasn't been since it's happened. So, and everybody's wondering who's on this list.
No, even the Epstein list everything's been quiet, right?
Yeah,
years. Everybody's not really talking about anything. It's just been quiet. Even with the P Diddy list, all right, we know he got arrested and all that stuff, right? And people were kind of nervous in the beginning that the names were going to come out, and then now everybody calmed down, and now they just released Jay-Z. I mean, he's actually countersuing the lawyer, saying that there's no information here. He's just trying to do a money grab,
right.
So I guess we'll see what happens here. I mean, he got allegedly P Diddy, that was with young girls and things of that nature, which is not cool. So I mean, I hope if it's true, they need to get what is coming to them, and I think if that happened with other celebrities, their names also need to come out.
It needs to be brought to light.
And
if you're involved in any of that, and it just seems to be, the news gets worse and worse every day about what potentially happened.
Yeah.
But when we find out, it's going to be, I'm sure, interesting, because I'm sure a lot of people are shitting in their pants about what's going to be revealed.
I know these celebrities, because they said there was another celebrity, which they call Celebrity B, which they didn't mention.
Right.
So that Celebrity B must be like, all right, well, they already named Celebrity A. Am I the next Celebrity B? Like, where do I go? I mean, a lot of these people, and you could probably tell by, if you're listening to the entertainment of the news and all that, about who's being quiet and is really not talking too much, it might be a couple people that are nervous there themselves,
Sure.
So
yeah, how many people are not on a list that are all in that group of, the celebrities that they talk shit every day, what I mean? It's like, who's going to be honest, who's not? I mean, how many of, over the years, like Kevin Spacey, I mean, he was he's a great actor. People loved him. He was in great movies. And then, the information came out about him, and he was like blackballed.
Yeah.
Just, you don't hear the guy anymore. So, listen, it's going to be interesting when it comes out, who's what in this list of things that had happened. But
I mean, I just find it crazy that they had with all this money, they had to do parties and events that way. I don't really get it. I
think they think that they're unstoppable. They can do whatever they want. They have all the money to do whatever they want to do.
Right.
Like you're spending tremendous amounts of dollars to do just, stupid, crazy shit. And it gets to the point where you can do whatever you want. And then you get these fucking sick in the head nutcases that just start pulling all this other crazy shit. And this is what you have. For years, no one talked about him.
No,
except that he was the rapper, and then he was the producer, and
I mean everybody. I mean, I'm not gonna get until this came out. I liked P Diddy,
right?
His music and what he did, and all these. We don't know the whole background stories, but all these artists he brought up, and he was doing the right thing of being a producer and bringing up new artists and the music and stuff like that, and.
I don't hear a lot of statements deflecting any of it either.
Not at all.
I don't hear his attorney coming out there and professing his innocence, and
not at all.
They just had damage control. How are they going to make it go away?
Right.
How are they going to? And it's by far not going to.
No, I mean it's just going to snowball.
Yes,
it's going to get larger and larger. More people are going to be on that list. More people are going to be coming out, and it's just going to become a whole
insane.
Whole thing happening that. I mean, I just don't think it should be, it's taken in light of other stuff, which is crazy, all that money, to me, I mean, I don't have all that money, right? So I don't know, but I mean, try to enjoy yourself a different way, have parties, but have them the right way, or, do things the right way. Not saying I'm Mr. Goody Two Shoe either, but, do things the right way with the money you have. You don't have to, but I guess,
right. But if you're a sick fuck from the beginning, you're a sick fuck now.
Exactly. That's the thing. Yeah, that's true. So, and now the Epstein list, that too has been on hopefully that comes out and we start
Right.
hearing some names, because then other people are going to be nervous.
Yes, that's a whole nother
ball game.
other generational list. I'm sure has a ton of people on there, and a lot of people already have been talking about who's on that.
Oh yeah, they did mention. I remember they mentioned a couple of names back and forth that might be on there, but nothing was ever confirmed. Right, nothing ever happened. So we'll see. I mean, that's interesting though. But yeah, this whole thing with Jay-Z, when I saw that coming out, and now obviously he's deflecting. He's countersuing, and suing the lawyer of the alleged victim, and he's trying to deflect, saying that this guy is just doing a money grab and he wants to be famous. I remember his name, Tony something, the lawyer, famous lawyer, supposedly too, that he was trying to make money out of the whole thing. So let's see. Right.
Well, you'll see when the list comes out, because
yeah.
And don't forget, people are going to be giving everybody else up too.
Well, that's true.
I mean? And I'm sure there's video everywhere of all kinds of crazy, sick shit. So when that all comes out, just everybody that's going to be in there is just going to be.
Well, that's the other thing. Supposedly he has a freaking shitload of videos.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like you can't say no, I wasn't there. Well, why are you writing the video? Right, I don't know. I didn't know it was happening. It's not me. Yeah,
it's an 8x10 glossy. It's not.
Yeah. I didn't know it was happening, really. But you were at the party right next to it.
Exactly.
So they always try to deflect and see what happens. But
that'll be interesting.
Yeah, it will be interesting. The other thing I was so I'm a big fan of Candace Owens. I like to hear her podcast.
Yes.
I love to hear what she has to say. She's very straightforward. She talks facts. She looks for facts.
She's awesome.
So she's great, man. I like the way
she pisses a lot of people off.
She pisses a lot of people off.
And she doesn't play that old, poor me game. I mean, be responsible, be accountable, hold your ground. And she's one to do that.
Right.
And Megyn Kelly is another one.
Right. So
apparently the rumor is that the two of them are putting together some kind of show that's going to rival The View.
Okay. That would be awesome.
On CBS, I think. So,
yeah, that would be awesome. On CBS?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome. It's
supposed to be on Channel 2. So who's not going to watch that?
I know.
What I mean? And speaking of watching The View, I mean, I think the most watched episode of The View was
right after the election.
The day after the election. I know. I watched it. I couldn't wait.
No, I know.
I wanted to, because all you did was bitch about this man forever and say how horrible he is and how he's going to be bad for the country. And then I couldn't wait for 11 o'clock to see their faces and what they're going to say. I mean, listen, they played it off the way they were supposed to. They didn't. What are they going to do?
Right.
You can't undo it. It is what it is. You can't unring that bell. The election is done.
Right.
So
there's nothing
you can hate the guys. What are you going to do? Like, do what everybody else does? I'm leaving the country. Here you go.
Go.
I'll contribute to your ticket. Go. But they said the election's over. The results are in. It is what it is. We're gonna have to abide by what they are. The results of the election. And what's funny too is everybody else who bitched also. I mean, even Joe Biden. I mean, we'll make sure that the transition is as smooth as it can be.
It could be. Yeah.
You said the man was a threat to the world a week before.
Right.
You can never have Donald Trump as president. He's a threat to the world. Fast forward to the day after the election. He's like, well, we're going to make sure it's a smooth transition and everything works out the way it's supposed to.
Well, that's the way it always should be.
Of course.
Right?
But see, when you talk shit in the beginning, now you have to go back and change those words.
Change your words,
If you don't do it in the beginning and you just put it out there, like I do this Facebook thing back and forth with people, and I try not to comment like I used to, and sometimes I do. And it's all the same thing. However the results are, we're going to have to deal with them. You can bitch about this guy all you want. I can bitch about your candidate all you want. Do I like her? No, I don't. I wasn't a fan from the beginning for many reasons. It's a value thing. It is what it is. But I didn't sit there and just every day make a post that she's the most horrible human being in the world.
Right. Or try to indict her.
Yeah, I don't have the time for that. You know what I mean? I just don't. And I say what I say to everybody else. It's like, listen, I have my candidate who I want and my reasons. When the results are in, however they are, they are. Right. It is what it is. You can bitch about January 6th, and you can bitch about this, and you can bitch about that. But you know what? Not everything has really been uncovered anyway.
Right.
Exactly how that all kind of, he didn't go out there and tell them, go raid the Senate offices. Right. You just want to make it. And if it was an insurrection, how come you didn't charge him with it?
Right, exactly. That was the only thing you didn't charge him with?
Right.
Because you charge him with everything else.
And even if it, and again, I'm not an attorney, so I don't know what statutes fall under what. But if there wasn't anything that directly related to that, you would find something close.
Right.
You didn't charge the man with anything from what happened in January 6th.
Correct. Yeah, he didn't call he didn't call him back. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, just even all the indictments and that they try to. How many? I don't remember. It was like a crazy amount of indictments. I don't remember. Right? It was like hundreds or
ridiculous.
whatever. I mean, and you couldn't make anything stick. You know, because you just kept going back and forth. You're trying to find.
You harassed the guy.
Harassed him.
All you did for 4 years was harass this man
because they knew that he would win.
If you did that locally, like I was a cop for 25 years. If there was a bad guy in the town I was a cop in, and he was continuously, we've had it where guys would, locked up numerous times, and they would go to IA and say, your narcotic unit harassed me, your patrol guys harassed me, and it was a viable complaint that somebody had to follow through and investigate.
Right.
Found that it really wasn't true, but you could see how that would be the case. This is exactly what you did to him.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you have people like Maxine Waters saying, go up to somebody and push up on them. And that was her exact words. Like, create a problem and a chaotic atmosphere for people that voted for him. So you didn't exactly just want him to go to jail. You wanted everybody else that voted for him.
That voted for him, yeah, which is crazy.
How do you get away with that by saying that that's not a form of harassment towards anybody? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. I mean, I just can't believe I mean, I hope this Candace Owens and Megyn Kelly show comes out because we need somebody to confront the View. I mean, even today it was funny because I was showed up on Fox News actually when I was watching it that the two Whoopi and one of the ladies, they were actually arguing about. Now they're arguing with each other
and they
about
were thick as thieves before.
Yeah, about the Trump thing, like what one thinks is too much, where the other one thinks is not too much, or they're saying be careful. You don't have to worry right now, and the one's like, you should be worried. He's going to be president in a month. It's crazy. It's actually sad that they're getting ratings now because, like you said, that I never tuned into The View that day. The next day, I tuned in because I just wanted to see what they said.
See their smug faces and what they have to say.
And their freaking ratings are going through the roof because of that shit, which is crazy because now you're giving them clout about,
And listen, voice your opinion, but if you're going to talk shit, now you have to just go back and erase that some other time. You're going to get called on a carpet for your comments and what you say. So, you know what? You put it in the hands of the American people and they decide, and it is what it is. And people bitch and moan and they complain and let them. Like, listen, I'll never tell you who to vote for. But you're not telling me either.
Right, exactly, yeah.
It can't be just one way where I'm, and people have come out and saying, women have complained that women who voted for Donald Trump, now that you hurt their gender by doing that. You harmed them as a person, as a sister. Like you created a problem by voting for them. You didn't think about protecting them. Really? It's a constitutional right to vote for who you want. Yeah, I want to vote for who I want that's going to run this country. I have that right to do that.
That's 100%. And it's funny how many people try to sway from that side, try to sway it that way, and not just constitutionally. Guilt you into it. And to say, let's hear the facts. This is what this candidate's saying. This is what this candidate's saying. I mean, not only that, look at what the country was these 4 years. I mean, just that alone, I think, gave him. I mean, he won. The last time he won, he didn't win the popular vote. This time he killed it in the popular vote. Why? Because people want to see change.
People are sick and tired of what
it's just and she was just in the same line. Maybe if it was a different candidate that wasn't involved in that whole administration, maybe they would have been closer or they could have won. Maybe I would say. Because then maybe they would say, it's not part of the whole Obama, Sleepy Joe and Kamala and stuff. If they would have came that way. But coming in with Kamala, and understandable that we were talking about earlier, she had the access to take his funds for the actual campaign, where nobody else would be able to use his funds.
How does that piss off the donors? Right. Like, say I'm a Joe Biden fan. I don't care. Call me old school. I'm a Joe Biden guy. I want him president. Now that he's not going to run, now my money's going to her. What if I didn't like her?
But if you didn't like, exactly,
I can't get the money back now. That's not who I wanted there. She didn't get one vote.
I know, which is crazy.
The primary was just handed to her.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, and I think because the reason they did that is because she was the only one that had access. She was the only one that legally would be able to use Biden's funds to promote herself to be
which
president.
Apparently she pissed away
Right.
in huge numbers.
Well, when you try to pay off celebrities,
Yeah, right,
and then you say you don't pay off celebrities to try to gain votes, to get on The View, to have them show up to your to your campaigns and stuff like that. I mean, that's what you're going to do. I mean,
when you don't talk about the issues, then that's what you need to do to get votes. You need to
get the celebrities.
Yeah, and her and Joe Biden never discussed issues. All they said was he's bad.
Right.
He's a bad guy. He's terrible. He's this. He's that. He's A, B, and C. All you did was complain and say what you thought this man was.
He wasn't surrounded by powerful women.
Right. Yeah, they're not too pissed off about that.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
And talking about two of the ones that we just discussed shortly, a short time ago. And the other ones that are on his staff.
Right.
But, you
don't surround yourself with powerful women. Like, these comments are, like, it's out of left field.
Keep that going. Because all you're doing is making yourself look like complete dog shit.
I know, which is crazy.
It's terrible.
Well, that's to me, it's one of the election again. Yeah. That's you deflected even in the debates, deflecting questions, and it's not like they helped Trump on the debates. You know what I mean? And
oh my God, they did the opposite.
Exactly, and she still deflected questions. Like the American people want to know what is going to be different.
Right.
What is going to be different that it was the last 4 years that you were vice president and now you're running for president? What is going to be different? Because these 4 years have been dog shit.
But they forget, too, that this guy already had 4 years under his belt.
Right.
And before he was elected the first time, he's going to start a war. He's going to be this. He's going to be that. He's going to press the red button. Like, everybody knows that
none of that happened.
He was anti that.
Right.
He did everything opposite of that. Nothing was started under his regime, under his presidency. It went, like I said, before every promise that he made, he kept. So this is not a new show for us. We saw the movie before. Now we're just doing it in an updated version now with what the circumstances are that we have to face now, which are different from when they were then.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, I think he's a little more polished.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, I don't know if the shooting had a little bit to do it, where he's like, all right, let me talk a little differently. That like you said, that used to upset me. Like sometimes they'd be like, dude, all right, just shut up, or don't post on Twitter, bro. Don't post on X.
I said it before, and I say it all the time. I am a staunch Donald Trump fan. I'll say it I'll scream it from the mountaintop. There's nobody else that I wanted to be in that seat that I think can deliver what we need to for the American people. However, as I said, there's been times, and you can say it about me too, I'm sure, there's a point where, hey, Mike, you've said enough. You've said too much. Like, he would say something and he would get the point across and then he would kind of keep going. And I would go, oh no, just stop. You're good right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm sure everybody feels the exact same way, but we're not perfect.
Right. Exactly.
That's what's great about being who we are. We're not perfect. So we're going to make mistakes. We're going to, listen, Joe Biden gaffed for a living. Right. You know what I mean? You expect that every now and then. You don't want it every time you're talking.
Well, to me, that's why you realized he was talking from the heart as a person, as a regular guy, not reading off a teleprompter of a written speech that you had to say. He was just talking on the cuff, like we do every day, right? That's like we said, he's a businessman. Like we talk bullshit. We're talking, things come out. We curse. We say stupid shit, especially as guys. We're always fucking around. We're horsing around, whatever. That to me is what kind of drawn me to him, is that he's just being a normal guy, and now he wants to help fix the country. Maybe things didn't come out the right way then, but now I think he's more polished. Maybe after the shooting, it changed his approach to the way he's going to talk. He surrounded himself now with Elon Musk that, he talks very well as well. And then I always forget his name. Vivek. Yeah.
Vivek is awesome.
Vivek, I like the way he talks. Yeah.
He, I did this unit that this agency that they're developing. It's a great idea. And everybody kind of poo-poos it, says it's not going to work. It's like, it's not this, it's not that. But why? Because we're going to clean up what the garbage was.
Right.
You're find money.
That's what they're worried about.
Was pissed away on things that just shouldn't have been, and you're going to do some cleanup. It's why these people are in the positions they're in. You know what I mean? They're not there because somebody just handed them this. They worked for it and they have the reputation to do it, and they're going to find it. And even better, talk about how great they are, because I love that combination, number one. How about the RFK thing?
Oh yeah, that's great.
I mean, that is,
that's out of left field. Nowhere. Yeah, that's crazy.
Here's a libertarian, former Democratic family in the White House, in the in this stage of politics for years,
right?
And here he is, like by Trump's side. You know what I mean?
I know
and
that's huge,
and he's going to do great things for the agency that he's going to run.
Yeah, he's going to run the for health.
It
right?
shows inclusiveness. It shows that it's not just the old school Republican Party.
Right.
I mean, it's people that can do the job.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what he's doing with this. And his chief of staff, he's not surrounding himself with strong women, and he doesn't like women.
Right.
Says bad things about them. Listen, I'm a father of 4 girls.
Right.
I also have a stepdaughter.
Right.
I have a mother-in-law. Listen,
you would have been one that would have.
Yeah. I want to protect women, but
right.
You just sensationalize everything that's been said and just make it like your argument.
Right.
Right. I mean? His chief of staff is the first female chief of staff.
I know.
Ever.
Yeah, but
that should say it too,
exactly. Yeah.
Right. And she's awesome. You know what I mean? She's got a great reputation. I mean, she's going to do great things. She's run his campaign. He's surrounding himself by good people all the way around.
Yeah.
Women and men. So it's
what she said. That's what he was going to do this time around. That he said, this time I have to make sure I place the right people and not the wrong people, and that's a good point. With RFK putting him in there, he saw who is the person that can do this job. Who's the person that I think would be the best in doing this job? Like they're going to have.
It's not who's the right Republican. It's who's the right person.
Who's the right person? Exactly. He didn't put it that way, right? He said, "Who's the right person to do this?" You put Elon Musk and Vivek over here at the where are they going to be? The Doge, the DOGE, where they're gonna, they're gonna start trying to save us
government efficiency. I think.
I know. Yeah, they said they're gonna try to save us $1 trillion in 2020 by 2026. I mean, it's a hard task, but I'm sure they're going to shave up a lot of money because there's probably wasted money there.
They always say too, like if government ever finds money that was misspent, that you're never going to see it back. I'm sure a lot of people are going, well, how's that going to benefit me? Because my taxes aren't going to go down.
Right.
Well, you may be shocked.
No, yeah.
What if you do have? What if income tax has changed? What if the schedule of how it's done is completely changed and it's more in your favor than it was?
Correct.
You know what I mean?
You never know.
Stand to find this out. You know what I mean? So if you find money that, they may not be able to hand you, $10,000, but they're certainly going to make your life easier by making programs that are going to be better for you, and it's going to put money back in your pocket somewhere down the road.
100%,
and it could be even better than that. I'm just saying that because
well, you don't know. I mean, if they're saving money,
right? Because
obviously our taxes go up. All that goes up is to pay government officials,
right? To
pay things that whatever it is that that we need in the United States to support the United States. Even like I don't mind supporting with our troops. Let's build up our troops. We had the strongest army in the world,
right? The strongest
military in the world. I mean, come on, like what are we doing here now? I feel like we're not one of the strongest.
I mean, are we? I do believe to a certain extent it's our job to police the world.
Correct.
And I'm not saying we have to do it ourselves, but if you take the task of policing and recognizing the problems that are there and use other countries to help and collectively fix those problems, I think that's great. Yes, I'm sure people are going to complain, they shouldn't be fighting this when they could be saving our people too. But I mean, Donald Trump's first 10 years president, I mean, he was great to the veterans. I mean, he changed a lot of things that benefited them. So,
we didn't go to war.
Yeah, and we didn't go to war. So right. I definitely think we're going to see more of that. And he's going to hold other countries accountable.
Right.
That's at the end of the day, that's Hamas threw in the white flag.
The white flag already.
Yeah, they apparently stopped with what they were doing because they're scared shitless of what's going to happen.
Right. And then it's funny that the other side was saying, "Oh, he's in cahoots with Putin and all this," and they're like, "What? No, they just know what he can bring to the table."
He also what I mean? Said to them, I'm better off being friendly with them and have it's called diplomacy.
Right.
People, you're supposed to be diplomatic and try to pave the way to make things better. So if we have to have a conversation that's going to help do things better for all our countries, isn't that better than just saying, I'm going to stick a gun in your face and shoot you instead?
Right.
Because we could do that and turn around and probably beat everybody, but diplomacy should be the first task.
Should be, exactly.
And the way to go. So,
and during his term, he actually gave them the highest tariffs with Russia. So,
and I don't think it was everybody's opinion that they worked out well in the beginning, but you know what? When you hold people accountable, that's what it comes back to be. That's what tariffs are there for. And I get that there's people who point out negative things about tariffs all day long and how it's going to hurt us. But in the end, you're holding other countries accountable for what they're doing.
What they're doing, 100%.
And we, our intellectual property is being sold by China every day. Where does that end?
Right.
We're not your secretary just there. We're going to do this and give you the credit. We have to find a way to hold on to what we have, and if it's a value, it's going to cost you.
Exactly, and make our country better.
Right.
I mean, hey, everybody comes to the United States for a reason, right?
Land of milk and honey, man.
Yeah.
And people say that it's not, but go to other countries that don't have it.
Don't have it, yeah. No,
right.
that.
And I've seen it. When I was in the military, I've been to other countries, and just to see the way a third world country lives.
Oh yeah.
If they can wake up to what we have in our lives, it'd be insane.
Right.
It would change exactly what they don't have what we have.
Right.
You have the freedom to go out and do whatever you want. Yes, you don't want to break the law. You're held accountable. That's the way it should be. But you want to be a doctor? Sure, you can be a doctor.
Right.
Yeah, you have to find the funds to do that. But if somebody sets out to say, I want to be a doctor, you're going to find a way to do that.
Right, exactly.
You're going to work for somebody. You're going to make money. You'll figure it out.
No, and the thing is, the little guy, you don't have, I didn't go to college.
Me either.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the little guy has that opportunity to make themselves in the United States, enough funds to live a great life,
right.
and, have a great family and get what you want and everything. I worked hard from the bottom to get to, having a great family, hey, I want to get my car. I want to get this.
Right.
Because the little guy can do that here in a third world country. If you're not a doctor, or if you're not in politics, or if you're not, a lawyer or something like that, which costs a lot of money, there is no road for the little guy. They're just going to always make peanuts. Like here, a banker could move up and be president of the bank, or the president, the manager of the bank, and make a good living. In third world countries, you're not making a good living.
And there's a different mentality too. You can't take for granted to say, listen, if you don't want to do it, you'll never do it.
Right.
But if you want to do it, there's ways of figuring that out.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? And you don't have that in other places. So my mother was a nurse for years, and there's a lot of Filipino nurses, and they work in the medical field. And they would all say to her, my country didn't have the things that you have here. You know what I mean? I mean, they probably do now. I mean, I was over there, in the 80s, and there were places that were great. Angeles City and, the big cities, Manila, right. It was very, inner city, and a lot of stuff happening. But there was also places that weren't.
Right.
People are living,
couldn't even eat.
Yeah, couldn't even eat. So there, you want to complain about America? Find another place that where you can have the freedom.
Right. And if you don't like it here, leave.
Yeah, go.
Go. I mean, it's
that's the other freedom you have. You don't have to be here.
You go. Maybe you complaining. A lot of people said they were going to go. They didn't go.
Let them go.
Yeah, go.
That's because they want to talk shit. They want to stay because they want the attention.
Right.
I'd love them to go.
I know.
What I mean,
go.
I'll help pay for your ticket. Like I said, I'll contribute.
I want to see how long. I want to see how long they stay away.
Yeah. Right.
Right. So anyway, on that note, Mr. Hoos, has been a pleasure again. Second time. All right. We're going to keep this going. All right.
Fast one.
This one was fast, right?
Yeah.
I mean, actually, we spoke a little longer this time.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Yeah, so we had a nice flow of conversations going, everything. Hopefully, everybody here liked it. Again, follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. We also, our show obviously is on YouTube. So subscribe to YouTube, like us. We're going to do some shorts in there as well. And we're also, again, we're going to be on Spotify for audio only. And again, thank you for our sponsors, for Cody Marine, Mystic, Lobster Roll in Key West, and Boa Vida Entertainment. Everybody have a great night.